what we should do some of our big stuff here. What do we? Oh, Lex Fridman. Would you guys like to see Sexy Lexi with Whitney Cummings? Pretty funny stuff. Do people remember Lex Fridman? He's an MIT scientist who fell victim to the social lure, and now he speaks the love language. You know, Lex is very funny. Well, I'll pull him up. You'll see who he is. You've recognized him. Joe Rogan has put him on display many times. This guy is very suspect right now. In more ways than one, he weaseled his way into Whitney Cummings' life and home. Dear Whitney Cummings, I am a close friend of Joe Rogan's. I've appeared on his podcast many times. It would be a great honor as a fan and fellow internet celebrity myself to finally meet you and be on your show. If you don't think I'm a good guest, you may ask Mr. Rogan. I am a recurring guest on his show, a scientist, and I would love to lend myself to your show. Sincerely yours, Lex. This guy is trouble in more ways than one. I'm going to show you who he is. You certainly remember this guy. He wears the Reservoir Dogs suit everywhere. And he appeared on Joe Rogan years ago. And you're going, okay, must be a big guy. You know, I was making a joke to Jules yesterday. I go, I don't even think he's a scientist. I honestly think he made that up. He's a big fan of Rogan. Made up that he was a scientist, knew just what to say. He studies exactly what these podcasters want to hear and then gives them that info back.
And I stuck up for him hard.
Yeah, you go, no, he's a scientist. He's a
scientist. He works at MIT. He's a professional.
So my little joke, a.k.a. my prediction of him being a fake obsessed fan scientist, not a scientist at all, a fake obsessed fan, it's kind of true. And we're going to show you this today. This is really wild. This is like a stalker, I think. And I think these hosts have bought into it. I don't think they know what they're dealing with. And I think he could be dangerous. We're going to show you some of his best moments here today on Whitney Cummings' show. Let's see this.
Now, one thing we know about Lex is that he's romantic.
Yes. And again, if you're a scientist, I don't know what he does. You know, he claims he's a scientist, claims he's in the robotics field, claims he worked... AI, MIT. I believe he just came up with some robotics theory. Did a paper. The MIT, from what I hear...
Well, did you want to go over that first?
Should we show people this?
Now, this is... I found
Show me where I'm going.
It's at the bottom of that note.
The bottom of this. This is weird.
I found this out thanks to the Fighter and the Kid Reddit.
Okay.
I didn't have time to read every single post of what their beef with him is, but they are in a war with him right now, apparently.
Yes.
And they dug up this blog from 2019 that's from this other scientist,
I guess,
God. That's
really?
Talking about why she thinks he's not legit. Here,
tell me where to read here, because this is really weird. I made this prediction, just joking around. I go, this guy ain't no scientist. He's an obsessed fan that has lied his way, studied his way into the hearts of these podcasters. He's someone to be scared about. And then it turns out, a day after I fucking say this is a joke,
truly,
Jules finds this information.
Well, the Fighter and the Kid Reddit guys did.
I know, but you found it on there. Come on. Stop giving... You don't need to give them credit. I'll fight every last fucking one of them. We're not stealing.
I'm giving credit.
You've given credit. This Fighter and the Kid Reddit is retard after retard after retard after retard.
But they got this great scoop, so...
They got the great scoop. Jules found the scoop. Here it is.
Okay, scroll down till I tell you to stop, because this is a big long
blog.
Okay,
here we go.
Keep going. More. Sorry.
You just don't have to be... You don't have to give them credit. Fuck the Fighter and the Kid Reddit. If they want a piece of me, they can come for me. I'm just kidding. Fighter and the Kid Reddit. Please do not. Please. I take back everything I said.
Okay, keep scrolling.
Okay. This is very long.
Okay, speaking of Tesla,
okay,
that's where
here we go. So
this is
just read
some scientist lady writing a blog about.
So this is another scientist
her opinion.
Outing Lex. She says, speaking of Tesla, on what is this word?
Autonomy.
On Autonomy Day, some pretty bold statements were made. They're such as that... I hate these scientists. They're such as that Tesla will be having a 1 million autonomous taxi in
self-driving cars.
A self-driving car in 2020. which the chances are zero, in my opinion. I've already expressed my take on Elon Musk and his crazy promises and ideas. I don't want to spend too much time in this post. Frankly, I don't want to attract Tesla fanboys. I'll let them live in their own fantasy world, but let's focus on Tesla from another point of view, since some interesting development happened earlier this year. Lex Fridman, a research scientist at MIT, released a study in which he claimed, along with several co-authors, that contrary to a mountain of literature about human-machine interaction, drivers using autopilot remain vigilant and attentive. The release of the study itself was surrounded by some controversy. First, Fridman started soliciting journalists to cover this upcoming release. Some scientists, such as Anamata Akapaba, research director at NVIDIA, they tried to encourage him to submit this research to peer review before making any flashy splashes, for which she got famously blocked by Lex on Twitter for suggesting, along with everyone even remotely critical of his approach. So Lex basically was doing this interview. Tell him what you found. Tell him what you found.
I mean, I don't. This is
well.
all
Just say
read,
what you found. You don't got to dig up these
like
stipulations. Just say it.
Lex did this study that was positive for Tesla, like it would get Elon Musk's attention because it's in his best interest.
And
he
this,
didn't do a peer review. And
remember this. So Lex is Joe Rogan's #1 fan. Remember, he's done these love letter videos to him. He learned the theme song to Joe Rogan on guitar and played it. And he sees this interview with Elon Musk, and his gaze starts focusing on Elon. So now Lex sees Joe Rogan. He falls in love with him, right? He's Joe Rogan's stalker. Then Lex sees the Joe Rogan-Elon Musk interview and decides, I also love Elon Musk. So to get Elon's attention, he writes this study that kind of supports Tesla's theory that self-driving cars aren't dangerous, even though there was no science to back it up. But Lex wanted to get in Elon's good graces so that they could buddy up.
Because they would.
He didn't do any peer reviews, and all these other scientists started calling him out, saying this was a bullshit study. Lex has lost his path, and then Lex blocked all these scientists, hired companies to try to bury what they were saying. Okay.
You need to keep reading it once the study.
Once the study made the headlines, let's emphasize, Fridman, who is quite open to, who is a Tesla fanboy, a quite open Tesla fanboy, tweeted that neither Tesla nor Musk had anything to do with this. Positive for Tesla. Study, he deleted those tweets and then tweeted something about integrity, perhaps because he rightfully felt that he is being questioned. While 2 weeks later, he got invited to do a podcast with Elon Musk, and then he himself got invited to do Joe Rogan. He used both of these occasions to shamelessly promote himself, which is what he does all the time anyway. Wow.
And then you can skip the next paragraph she gives.
Oops, sorry, but that applies.
More links to back up what she's saying.
So I want to tell you what's so interesting.
But then you should read nevertheless.
I just want to say what's so interesting. Before reading this, I literally predicted all of this as a joke. I'm not kidding.
I'm not kidding. Literally one
Based on, yes.
Before I found this, Mike was going, he's a fake scientist. He's up to something. And then this just appears on my screen.
Tell me what to read next.
So anyway, she cites her sources. Wait, and then nevertheless, right at the top of where you are.
Nevertheless, given all the developments described above, I officially name Lex Fridman as a candidate for the biggest clown of AI, of the AI scene ad. I can't read this.
It's okay.
Look at this. I officially named Lex Fridman as a candidate for the biggest clown of AI scene ad 2019.
So all the scientists think he's the biggest clown. That's all I need to know.
Whatever. She writes like a weirdo. Even though it is only mid-year and the competition is still open, I think his chances of winning clown are pretty good. Okay, so Lex, again, remember when I said Jordan Peterson, all these intellectuals and scientists that go on Rogan, they end up becoming Mersh from Revenge of the Sis as far as their internet presence and this social stuff that's going on with them. May I present to you Lex Fridman on Whitney Cummings' podcast. She even knows he's crazy. She treats him like shit, but I do believe they fall in love. Good for you, time. It's a date. Look at this opening. Here we go, guys.
Are we rolling? What is that?
Shut the fuck up.
Are you timing this interview?
So I know what time it is. Do you want me to not?
Is it no, put it back up. Okay, but can you just explain to me the psychology of that? For those of you listening, Lex just put his phone on the table and it had like a stopwatch going.
See, she knows there's something up with him and he's just kind of treating him. You know, she doesn't really treat her other guests like this. You know, where she's kind of casually shitting on him the whole time.
But that doesn't last long.
It doesn't last long because I believe Whitney, who has been single for a very long time, and Lex, who has been single for over 10 years. And you're going to see this guy is like almost obsessed with this false romantic idea of finding love. Like he's one of those guys who is like, he's never had a relationship. And then he sees like, for instance, like he sees guys complaining about their girlfriends, right? You know, typical complaints. Oh, this ball and change. And in his mind, he's never had a girlfriend. So he does stuff like, if I had a girlfriend, I would let her annoy me all day. I would cherish her. I would. Okay, well, you've never had a girlfriend. So that's why you kind of think, you know, and he's romanticized so many things. This is not what I want my scientists doing. Let's watch a little Lex.
It contextualizes like how we're doing.
He's so full of it.
If I look down on the phone and I could tell that time has passed way faster than it usually passes, that means I'm having fun. That's how I know.
Good impression. Oh, I got better ones coming up.
So you need proof that you're having fun.
Yeah.
I'm like that. I'm not good at fun because I feel
Whitney has become an amazing interviewer, by the way. I'm not kidding.
I think that too. Her
really
show's pretty good.
She's really good. Okay, where are we gotten? You got to read me the time codes. My eyes have gone.
Okay, you can go to 2 minutes for the first notice of flirtatiousness.
This is where they start flirting, and this whole thing turns into a sex show. He's horny as fuck. He has been, and I'm not kidding, you're going to see this, he's been a giant fan of Whitney for years. He knows everything about her. He's watched all of her podcasts, all of her appearances. She doesn't know this. She's going to learn this on the show. She has literally let in an obsessed fan into her home thinking, oh, this is one of Joe Rogan's scientist friends. Not realizing, no, he wrote a paper that got him into MIT years ago. He's been ostracized from the community ever since, and now he is an online personality stalker who has weaseled his way into your home. This is a dangerous setup.
Yeah, no,
constant
for sure.
Self-examination.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Hating yourself is very good for productivity. The problem is life is short, it ends, and you never get to enjoy it.
The least talented people I know are the most confident about their talent.
Yeah, but you have to so the way I try to do is I oscillate back and forth. I'm full of self-doubt. I hate everything I do. Every once in a while, not often, during the day, I'll just be like, damn, it's awesome to be alive. Just like breathe in and out. Just realize that, be grateful that for everything, just for the ability to breathe, the ability to do all the awesome things that I get to do, that all of us get to do.
Listen,
I don't know.
Love this.
And nature helps too.
You should use that.
For what?
It's a good pickup line.
That's what this whole thing. Is, I thought this was a date.
Okay, I want to let you in on a little secret. What are scientists good at? Studying. No, studying.
Oh.
Intellectuals, these brainiacs, they're good at studying. Lex wants something more than a Pulitzer or whatever you get. What's a science award?
Sure.
The Egon Spector statue. Lex wants something that even science can't build him. Now, let's think about this. What is Lex's specialty? AI. Have you seen the movie Her? Lex wants to build the perfect woman. I'm not kidding. This isn't a joke. Lex will do anything for the love he's never had. This is one of those sick, crazy fucking guys that is capable of anything, I believe. Lex wants to build, and he's going to say as much, he wants to build an AI system that keeps people company and that gives people love. I'm not kidding. He says this. Now, a guy that is willing to build a robot girlfriend is also willing to study everything he thinks a girl wants out of a man to get a girl, because she's also obsessed with this idea of being in love and having this relationship. So what Lex has done, I gather, is for years he's studied every aspect of what a girl wants. The small little things. I mean, really the subtleties of charisma, the subtleties of humor that girls like. He's read every self-help book, every how to catch a girl book, and he's even gone further. You know, this is a scientist. A layman reads a couple books and uses the cheap tricks that are available to all of us. Lex Fridman studies the tiny little minutia that gets a girl to like a guy, and all of those tricks are on display here today, even down to a girl likes it when you smile a little bit. She does this. So the only thing holding him back is his creepy personality and his looks. Other than that, he's Tyler from The Bachelor. I mean, he's putting on, if this guy was a hunk, he'd be a dreamboat. I mean, really, he's using every trick in the book. I think he's dangerous. I really do. Lex, don't come at me, bro. I don't want any trouble. Don't at me. He might have
even created a robot that's better at getting women, and this could be the robot talking to
Whitney
right now.
This could be the robot. This could be the robot. This could be, I have always wanted to get women, so I created a robot, and the robot has taken over, and now I'm trapped at home, and the robot is out doing podcasts. This could be, I mean, really, I'm not joking.
In the chat, they're calling him Lex Machina.
Yes! Yes! Guys!
Said that gets $35.
I hope that's not stolen. Lex Machina. Mike is a genius, they're saying. Yeah, you're not seeing this on Revenge of the Sith. This is Revenge of the Sith. Hey, did you hear they're doing the celebrities are anti-abortion? Man, that sucks. That's it. It's as deep as they go. I mean, can't I be a scientist? What makes somebody a scientist? Seriously. You know, and that's the other thing.
Studies.
This is how Joe Rogan is so stupid that as long as someone says they're a scientist, he promotes them as a scientist. Who says Lex is a scientist? You've got the scientific community saying he's the clown of the year. Joe Rogan's having him on over and over again as if he's Bill Gates. Melinda Gates. Tim Dillon hates Melinda Gates. Let's see what happens here. You're going to be shocked.
I thought this was a date. these cameras are really distracting.
You're nailing it. Okay. No, on dates, I have way more cameras than that.
She actually starts falling for him. I'm not kidding.
I know. That's why this episode is the best.
She's tried it all. And I truly believe, I'm not kidding, he has studied the art of bamboozling in this flirtatious way that it's working on Whitney. He's watched Whitney for 7 years. He knows the ins and outs of her personality and what she wants in a man. He's applying all those things, all that knowledge he's applying in a computive, scientific way. And he's actually, she goes, no, my eyes are telling me no, but my laugh is telling me yes. He's saying all the right things. This is really weird.
Get together.
Yes. Guys, I'm telling you, this guy is dangerous. Scientists are dangerous. You know what a scientist is now? A master manipulator who studies the art of manipulation to the point where it's like a hypnotist. They can get whatever they want.
So the first thing I usually ask on this podcast is, are we friends? What's our relationship?
Are we friends?
It's just so that the viewers know.
You're going to die today.
Context.
After what we did.
This is about to get very weird.
After what we did last night with the handcuffs.
Look at this. This is weird.
The things you did to me, I thought that was cool.
And he's got notes. He knows exactly. It's a program, you see. He knows exactly what Whitney's sense of humor is, and he keeps it right there in the pocket. We've never heard Lex say anything about handcuffs. He's trying to surprise Whitney. He goes, from my research, I've discovered that women like when a man surprises them and is out of character slightly from what the woman thought he was. So for that, I will surprise Whitney. I mean, really?
Yes,
this is what's happening, folks. Guys, I'm not kidding. I have stumbled upon something, that a lot of people are feeling they can't articulate. I'm articulating this, guys, and this is happening a lot. People they're cheering for me in the chat. They know this is happening.
Crossing all kinds of lines.
Because I just feel like I wasn't allowed to make untoward jokes like that. Now that you're opening 4 minutes in, how many minutes? Yeah, 4 minutes, 10 seconds in, you're already doing handcuff jokes.
Yes.
This isn't go.
Run program humanseduction.exe. This is beyond exe. This is some Linux shit.
Amazing on Whitney too.
And you see she's surprised.
Flustered.
And you see how this studiment. That's why I like to everything I do in my life, it has to be organic. It could be something that's written down. It could match up to that, but I can never use tips or tricks. I find that to be a violation of the human agreement. What Lex is doing is playing God. I mean, this is really ex Lex Machina. It's perfect. I got the shivers just now.
I know.
Could Tim Dillon be a robot?
Yeah.
I was trying to be respectful
plenty.
because you're a
allegedly scientist.
Somebody said, LOL, this is some Linux shit. Yes, 3 cheers for Mike, they're saying. People really believe in me, or this could be one of my program dreams.
a professional scientist.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I think so. Mm-hmm. I think you're...
What are we to each other? What do I mean to you?
You're going to die.
I thought we were dating for the last few months, but I guess...
Why? Because we haven't spoken in 4 months?
Yeah. I thought you were just playing hard to get.
I've watched every episode of Whitney's podcast, and I've never seen her get flustered and overcome by a guy before, ever.
Because he's turning those buttons. And again, this is studying. Hey, what does studying grant you? It grants you an A. When you cram for a test, you may pass. I learned this when I crammed for my driver's exam. I took the practice test about 40 times, aka studying, and guess what? I passed. If you study a woman in these behaviors, like a scientist would, you could eventually use that to crack the code. Okay, you understand this concept. Let's continue. Do we fast forward here?
You could go to 445.
445.
This is the part you were referencing earlier.
Okay.
About Lex talking to women.
All right, here we go. Listen to this, and this gets very deep and scary, and it should be illegal. You're right.
Because what's hard to get? You want to actually show that you are busy, that you have a life outside of you, outside of the other person.
They're talking about playing hard to get. For some reason, Whitney is going, you know what's interesting about this scientist? I'm sure Joe Rogan asked him a bunch of science questions. Whitney decides, I'm going to ask you about your personal life because she realizes what a dweeb, what a weirdo. Let's dig into his personal life and see what he's like. That's what's funny to me. That's what Whitney is saying. So they're talking about playing hard to get, and he's going to give away some of his robotic secrets. Listen to this.
You are busy. That you have a life outside of you, outside of the other person, right?
I'm not sure if guys like that, though.
He's saying one of the things that he tries to do is portray that he's busy or that women...
Well, that's what Whitney's saying, but wait till you hear what he says.
Here we go.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm everyone's different, but I like it when all that bullshit is thrown aside. When you just start texting. When you send 100 texts, I admire that.
Wait, hold.
Okay. So again, this is a guy who's never been in a relationship, but he hears other people complaining about relationships, but because he's never been in one, he would give anything to have what they have, and he can't see why maybe a guy would be annoyed with his girl ever, because just to have a girl, he should be thanking his lucky stars because he's never had. You know what I mean?
Well, Whitney's saying, I like to play hard to get, and my guys think I'm busy. I don't want to bother them. And then he's like, well, if you bothered me, I would actually.
So this is what he goes. If a girl sent me 100 texts, I'd find that to be beautiful. I love it. And most people would be like, if a girl sent 100 texts without a reply, you'd go, crazy, crazy. To him, he's never gotten a girl. So he goes, crazy? Are you kidding me? To have a crazy girl would be my honor. I would love it. If a girl sent me 100 texts.
I mean, we all know a guy like this. Like, isn't there a movie character?
Oh, yeah. We've seen this in movies. Yeah. So this is dangerous. Listen to this. Listen to what he's willing to think he would take. You know, and this just shows how lonely he is. That's why he's building an AI woman.
I like it.
Listen.
When all that bullshit is thrown aside. When you, like, just start texting. When you send, like, 100 texts, I admire that. Like,
I'm sorry, wait, hold.
When you're
100
like,
text?
Yeah, like, when you're just crazy a little bit. Because we're all crazy. We all, every once in a while, are crazy. And
No.
If you allow yourself to be...
And you know what the worst part about one of these psychos is they think that they're the base model and that, you know, robot stuff. They think that everybody's like them. We're all crazy. No, you're extra crazy. And we just, you know, make mistakes here and there.
People are saying 100 texts is a lot of data. He just likes the text because it gets him more data.
More data that I'll have to decipher while I learn the guitar. He thinks like playing a romantic song on a guitar. Like he's tried it all. Let's hear this.
Because we're all crazy. We all, every once in a while, are crazy. And if you allow yourself to be lost in the infatuation of somebody else, I don't know.
So you're saying if a girl texts you 100 times, you're into it?
Depends the content of the text.
If they're all just titty photos. 100 tits is fine. 100,
No.
100's what are you thinking? Not fine.
No, if 90% of it is like angry at why are you not responding, then it's not fine. But if it's like running...
I mean, these are things he knows nothing about.
They're saying he's a data male.
Yes, a data male. I love it.
Everyone's got some
Lex
good
Machina,
quotes today.
the data male. Love it. Lex Machina, data male. It's Ex Machina's sequel.
You'll see that meme on the Fighter and the Kid Reddit.
Oh, yeah, and they came up with it. Here.
Tweet quality, thoughtful, like funny shit.
I would never
that's
waste
happening.
a good tweet on a guy I'm dating.
Yeah.
I would tweet it.
Yeah, that's true. No, I mean, I'm joking, of course, about the 100, but like, I feel like being lost.
I mean, have you seen the show Devs? Didn't this guy die in the first few episodes of Devs?
Yes, episode 1.
Episode 1 of Devs, they lit you on fire. Do we skip ahead here?
Yeah, sorry, we have a lot, so we should probably go.
Yeah, let's get going.
10:40.
10:40, wow. Way past anyone's bedtime here. Let's see what happens. Anything I need to know?
Yeah, you'll get it. Pretty much the whole episode is along these lines. I just cut it up
Well,
into
it's going to get worse,
portions.
too. It's going to get worse. Let's see.
Oh, what are we talking about?
Yeah, we're back to last time.
So let me ask you a question. Do you feel like you always saying you're single? Like, what are you doing with that? What is that? What is this rigmarole?
Saying
Do you
that I'm single,
actually
being
want a
single.
girlfriend? Do you
Oh, yeah.
actually want to solve this problem?
Yeah, 100%.
Ooh. Everything in his life is dedicated to getting this girlfriend. He doesn't care if it's human or not. He's going to get love the way he's imagined love, the way he's seen it in TV shows. You know, this is the type of guy who's like, he sees the movie Drive and he sees like the fights that he has with the girl in Drive, you know, and he goes, I would never treat her like that. I would love her for the rest of eternity. This is the guy who falls in love with like Katie Holmes. You know, who else did I mention last night? You know, this is the guy who watches every movie and he falls in love with the actress and feels like I would be the perfect man to her. This man is treating her all wrong. I would lick her. I would do whatever she asks. Not knowing that the reason we're not doing whatever they ask is because it's annoying and wrong. Okay? You know, he falls in love with actresses. I bet you this guy's got Reddit after Reddit and crush after crush and a long history of stalking and writing love letters to famous actresses. Like he probably fell in love with Sarah Hyland for 3 years.
Maggie
Gyllenhaal is someone he would fall in love with for years, you know. I'm the only one who understands
Kirsten Dunst.
Yes, exactly. I understand you, and I would never... Like, he sees Kristen Dunst in the headlines, like, get broken up by a boyfriend. He's like, I would never break up with you. I understand you more than anyone else could. Your favorite color, purple. I would buy you purple dandelions every day for you. And she's like, I don't want that. I don't know. This is stupid. You're a stalker. You know, this is like a guy that you're going to see in the news, like, he bothered Vanessa Hudgens for a year. She kept it under wraps. She's finally spilling the beans about her stalker, Hillary Duff. Let's see what happens next.
So what's, because I have a theory that if you wanted a girlfriend.
Yeah, here we go. Stalking. You mean data collecting? And he thinks that it's all like good because his heart, because he loves these women. He's in love with Whitney. Don't get it twisted. Watch this.
And you'd have one.
That's an interesting
Yeah, he
theory.
was in love with Kristen Stewart. There you go.
Pretty much any actress you can name.
Hey guys, if you're hearing a weird bomb sound effect, check your computer. There's something weird going on. There's a virus that a hacker did. Okay? Here you go.
So first of all,
that's his way of saying fuck you.
yeah, so
I'm glad people understand this.
I think a relationship is one of the most fulfilling things you can have, like family too. Like I'd love to have kids. I'm not obsessed with it, but that seems to be like
I mean, you build robots. It's the same thing.
Yeah, well,
right?
I know you're kind of joking,
I'm
also
kind of not.
Yeah, there's something deeply fulfilling also about building cool shit, like just bringing your ideas to life. Like,
but you can't program a kid. That's the thing that's kind of fascinating, I think, about having children, is someone that can control everything and build things custom and build.
Remember, he's never built anything. He had robotic theory, one paper that he submitted. You know, people always fall for these scientists. You know, he's not anyone can be a scientist. It doesn't mean you're a good scientist. It doesn't mean you're a qualified scientist. You know, we just have this blind respect for scientists as if it's astronaut. As if it's, but it doesn't mean anything. There are millions of scientists.
Chris Ryan has technically done
anyone who has done their own study is a scientist. I could be a scientist if I want to, but these idiots, Joe Rogan and these podcasters, they just go, "Oh, he's a scientist, so he must be the same as Albert Einstein."
Put a Mentos in a Coke bottle and you're
exactly.
a scientist.
You know, I did a volcanic experiment with some baking soda and vinegar. I'm a scientist. That doesn't mean you're Elon Musk. These people really, they don't understand. They consider all scientists to be the same. Lex is not. He wrote a paper. He wrote some theories. He's not a scientist.
How they
That's
think
what I'm
and
saying.
how they feel and how they move, and then you have a kid, and there's just, you can't.
Well, that's
you have no control.
That's the magical thing about it. I was referring to the magical part about this whole thing, about robots, about kids, is the act of creation. And then the rest is just up to...
I mean, this is like what Lex Luthor was doing. Superman's arch enemy. I mean, really, we've got to worry about this guy. This is, if you back to Kristen, whatever her name is, you've seen Spider-Man. This is how it starts. The young guy obsessed with love in the lab. You know, but how far will he go, and will the experiment backfire and create a villain? You know, that's what we're worried about here. Are we watching...
We're still in phase 1
Yes.
here.
Are we watching a villain's origin story? This could be. And believe me, I'm going to suffer some really bad consequences for exposing this. Trust me. He does not take this lightly. I'm in a lot of trouble with this, so we're going to have a fundraiser to get me out of it, hopefully. Here you go.
The beautiful way that this world unrolls. So, like, you can't control any of it, really. Mm-hmm. So, like, that's fun to me.
Would you say you're a control freak?
No. It's complicated.
I'm whatever you want me to be, Whitney. I studied your podcast. I'm going to give you the answers you want. And he does. Are we skipping ahead?
1340.
1340. Yikes. Let's see what he says here. It's going to be chilling. This stuff gets far worse. Let's see.
No, because like what does equal mean? Does it mean both have a career and so on? Like to me, what a successful relationship looks like is not as successful.
And you've never been in one. You've never been in any relationship. You're a virgin. Never been on a date. But to you, based on movies, a successful relationship looks like
me. What I look for.
Here we go.
Somebody who's really passionate about what they do.
Listen to this. This is what he looks for in a girl.
What I look for is somebody who's really passionate about what they do. And I can just enjoy cheering them on in like whatever the hell it is they love doing.
So
like,
he knows that Whitney, in her situation, her biggest gripe is that she's this professional woman who's got this professional agenda, and all the guys she's with, they can't live up to it. And they don't want to share business Whitney with relationship Whitney, and this is what's gotten her in all these calamities, and she said as much. He's playing right in to her confessions and saying, if I was ever in a relationship with somebody who had passion and a goal, I would be there to cheerlead them on and not complain when they wanted to do Oh, yeah. You mean like exactly what Whitney said she needs in a man that she hasn't found? Because you've studied Whitney and you're going to tell her exactly what she's looking for in a guy? Very creepy.
Enjoy cheering them on in like whatever the hell it is they love doing. Like just get like
they're a Nazi.
Yeah, well,
within reason,
we could both, which is kind of weird because I'm Jewish. So
romantic giggling.
Yep, the sex would be great.
Sex.
No, there's no sex.
Be a little suffocating, maybe.
I could appreciate it.
Look at Whitney's eyes.
Everything he does. Yeah, look at this.
I know romance eyes.
Oh, I've been on dates.
We know these eyes.
But I want you to know, every time Lex smiles or laughs, it's part of the program. It's part of the stuff he studied. Girls like it when, hey, don't get offended. Smile. I mean, really, it's deeper than even what I know. It's so subtle. He's not using the lame tricks like the lame surface pickup lines, the lame negging. Oh, come on. He's got the answers that only a supercomputer would know. I mean, these are things people haven't even looked into. I mean, the possibilities are infinite. Let's hear this.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Your timing is good. Yeah, no, maybe there's.
I'm trying to not be goofy with you. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be serious.
No, please.
I have so much respect for you, and I admire you so much. I'm going to try not to be silly.
Likewise.
And this is what's chilling. You don't even know what he's done. You've heard he's a scientist. You think that he's like the creator of all AI. He's not. You have so much respect for him. Do you know what he's done? He's written one paper.
Because I heard he's the biggest clown.
He's been
in the
laughed
AI
out of the
community.
scientific community. He's not a scientist. You're basing this off some fantasy of what you think he is. It's very strange.
I'm trying not to compliment you too much. Okay.
Why not?
Look, watch.
Why?
Well, I don't know, because then it'll be just like, I mean, you're also there's different kinds of compliments. I'm just like a fan. It's a weird experience when you listen to somebody on a podcast. I already thought we were friends.
Literally, I feel like I've had a guy talk to me like this before. Like a guy that you've been friends with for years, and then he starts saying all this stuff, but he's hideous.
But
and
we
then
have
you're
to
like,
hear this.
Am I in love with you, or are you a creep?
No,
because he's so
listen,
tricky.
this is the defining moment here. He's never met her before. Well, I think
they
maybe
did a podcast together before.
But she doesn't know him on any personal level. Listen to this once more.
You're also there's different kinds of compliments. I'm just like a fan. It's a weird experience when you listen to somebody on a podcast. I already thought we were friends, for a long time before we even,
So you're a stalker.
Yeah.
I already thought we were friends. I mean, he's letting it slip. Because he likes to over-explain. See, the autism kicks in where they must explain every feeling and emotion. This is what the autistic do and the Asperger do. He lets it slip. I thought we were friends for many years because I've listened to you so long. I just assumed we were friends, and I always knew we would be friends, and now here I am, friend. So he got what he wanted, which makes it really scary. This is really happening, folks.
Weird experience. When you listen to somebody on a podcast, I already thought we were friends, for a long time before we even,
So you're a stalker.
Yeah.
You're the stalker.
I'm the stalker.
I do have a theory that someone that accuses someone else of something is that thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Whenever
See, that's like a nervous thing to say because she's kind of scared.
Yep.
And Banting ain't gonna help her masturbating to his own selfies in the dumper room. That gay fat guy that hangs out with her. Do we skip ahead? 2115, an old Rush song. Let's see what this is. 2115. Yikes. Do I need to know anything here?
You'll get it.
Here we go. Lax stepping in.
It's a McDonald's toy, but it's it's to not. So when is the last time you dated a woman? This is really alarming that you don't know what an IUD is.
Here we go. When is the last time he didn't know what an IUD is? Okay, the contracept. I don't know what it is either.
You know,
no,
that's
I don't.
What it is.
And it's female birth control. Male
device.
It's a device, and Lex didn't know what that was. Just like a robot. Wait, we should hear that part. We should back that up. Just like a robot, he's programmed in only things he thinks he should know about women, and there are some big gaps that only a robot would have, such as this. Listen to this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I mean, it's not like a chip. It's like a string with
You're gonna love
little
this
piece of plastic. It's like a little tiny.
So there's no electronics.
It's like a little toy.
Oh, wait. I didn't back up far enough. This is a good part. We should have included this. Let's see if I could get there. Give it a couple.
So I have to protect myself from certain things that are trying to get to me.
Is that like a weapon of some kind?
An IUD.
Come on. Bring it up, Whit.
That's such a guy thing. Because I think for me,
Says the princess in the castle.
What I'm saying, which I want to talk about. What is your thing with my house?
Whoa.
There's gates.
Why do guys not like gates?
Well, maybe because it seems like they're pulling up to Maleficent's house. Maybe because you remind people of one of the witches from all those movies. Yeah, you're pulling up to Whitney's giant house. She lives there alone. There's gates. It's this giant castle. Yeah, it is a little weird.
I've dated a couple guys that are like, why do you have gates into your house? I'm like, because people want to kill me.
There was the dragon I had to fight.
I have to protect myself.
I had to go on a curvy road up a.
But I also have an IUD, and I have to protect myself from certain things that are trying to get to me.
Is that like a weapon of some kind?
An IUD?
Yeah.
You don't know what an IUD is?
I heard it on a clip that you posted on Instagram, but I didn't look into it.
You don't know what an IUD is?
Only a robot. Yeah. Well, because she talks about IUDs.
Accessing where he said IUD before in his mainframe.
So only a robot, an AI, wouldn't know something like that because the developer wouldn't think to program in a detail like that. Let's hear more.
IUD.
What is your official job title?
Research scientist. Why?
I'm really
feminist. I don't know.
It's feminist. Actually, you should call yourself a feminist scientist.
Yeah.
All scientists, I feel like, are inherently feminist.
No.
Even though biology is sexist.
Oh, cancel biology.
Well, we'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
An IUD is something that you put in your uterus to. It's birth control.
Okay. Device?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not like a chip. It's like a...
He's going to go home now and make the best IUD ever for her. The next day, she gets a delivery. It's 500 IUDs. I made you an IUD that will never fail. Would you like me to insert it for you, Whitney? I've studied. He knows everything about it. I can place it in perfectly now. I've always known what an IUD is. Please, Whitney, accept my gift. Wow, it's getting weird.
String with
look at this.
A little piece of plastic. It's like a little tiny.
So there's no electronics.
It's like a little toy.
He's embarrassed. He's ashamed.
Basically, with hormones and stuff.
Okay. He's got a McDonald's.
Yeah, he has a McDonald's toy. But it's
He takes out his Men in Black thing to do to the audience. Everyone must forget that. Please pay no attention.
Yeah, he's so amazing at this flirting because he's restarted this conversation like 500 times.
Yes, this conversation has been restarted. Men in Black style. Let's see.
Yeah, it's to not. So when is the last time you dated a woman? This is really alarming that you don't know what an IUD is.
It's been a long time.
It's been a dry spell. When's the last time you had a girlfriend?
5 years ago.
5 years ago. When's the last time you had a girlfriend?
Answer for someone who never has.
5 years ago, I had a girlfriend from Canada. No one knew her but me.
That used to be you.
Yeah, I guess so. Let's hear. When's the last time you had a girlfriend? She knows exactly what to ask this weirdo. Here you go.
It's been a long time.
It's been a dry spell. When's the last time you had a girlfriend?
5 years ago.
Mm-hmm. How long was that?
And I haven't had a non-girlfriend after meeting, just sleeping around or whatever.
Because
you have not slept around. You just know that's what humans do in between girlfriends. You've not slept around. Imagine this guy sleeping around.
By sleeping around, he means he just powers off.
Yes, powers off.
And is unplugged for 6 hours at a time.
Yes, I was at a woman's facility, and yes, I ran out of energy. They call it the sleep.
A non-girlfriend after meeting, just sleeping around or whatever.
Because I'm excited to talk to you about this, because I feel like whenever you go on Joe Rogan, you guys don't talk about love and relationships.
Yeah.
This is why you guys come to this podcast. This is what we do. I don't give a shit about robots. Let's talk about
love language.
This is absolutely perfect. Talking about love, being in love. By the end of this, I might be married to a star. Sincerely, Lex Fridman.
Personal life.
Love language. I feel like we were talking about. We took a million tangents.
Well, no, but I'm just saying that's what a podcast is. I feel like.
Oh, is it?
I'm just saying. I feel like the kind of woman you want is going to feel slightly abandoned by how busy you are and how hyper focused you are. Like you don't.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I feel like the kind of woman.
Thank you.
I think would work is somebody who can make fun of me and say that I'm being ridiculous for the way I'm being. So
mean like Whitney's been doing for the opening of this podcast? My ideal woman is somebody who would make fun of me, and I would take it.
Wow, another
just like
perfect
it's been going
description of Whitney.
I know you'd like to make fun of me, and I would allow that. I would cherish it. I would give you 1 token and 1 Bitcoin for every joke you made.
That's where an equal is really important, because you have to be confident enough to show to me that I'm being ridiculous by being so obsessed, so focused, and basically help me break out of that.
And here's what I'll say about that. That's fascinating, but I think also as someone, excuse me.
Getting emotion?
Who, I know, sorry, I'm getting all choked up.
I wish I could clear my throat. We haven't developed that software yet. My dream is to have something stuck in my throat. Most people find that to be an annoyance. Where I come from, having something stuck in your throat would be my dream. To feel, to love, to gag. Sincerely yours, Lex. All right. Jesus Christ. Let's see, that's the kind of robot he is, right? It's the little things that we,
He would die to feel something stuck in his throat just
These
to
are
feel
things
human.
Exactly.
As somebody who, that's my IUD coming up, as someone who likes to make fun of people and is playful and facetious, I also think you have to watch when you're giving your man shit or making fun of them that you're not crossing the line into being disrespectful. It took me a long time to learn this. Don't do it in front of people.
Right.
Don't do it in front of other people. Don't do it in front of his friends. So I think this is important. I think this is really important.
They should cut to Lex Vision, where it shows all these fucking code and robotic vision, like Predator,
It's one thing you learn from
Here we go.
Donald Trump and his wife It's like the image you
never touch your husband.
Okay, I think we could skip ahead here. Where do we go next?
Yes, you can go to 2450.
2450. Wow. Okay. And do I need to know?
Yeah, you'll get it.
All right, here we go. More Lex Fridman. This gets dark.
Problem. Well, love it.
That was the other requirement for me. Not a requirement. Something I look for is like that we're like ride or die against the world.
Wow. Okay. So he's talking about love requirements. And just like Josh Denny has these requirements for corporate America, he makes the rules when it comes to love. And in his fantasy is that the girlfriend he gets is going to be ride or die, us against the world. How picture perfect.
Shit, I kept thinking you were trying to solve this problem.
Listen to this.
Love it.
That was the other requirement for me. Not a requirement. Something I look for is like that we're like ride or die against the world together.
You want that. You want a teammate.
Yeah.
Did you watch what was the Kevin Spacey show, House of Cards? You want your Claire Underwood?
Yeah. I felt like that was a healthy relationship.
I think so too.
See, he watches shows and movies and he thinks this is real life. And he wants somebody that's going to be a Bonnie and Clyde, where it's them against the world. Lex, you need to start at the beginning here. Why don't you just see if you could get a hand job first? Okay? You want it all.
Dude, that's what I want.
Yeah.
I always say
to a dangerous degree. Remember, he wants love so badly. How far will he go for that, movie romance? What will he do? What is he capable of? I think we're just in the beginning here. You're going to see there's going to be a hostage situation one day.
I want a Claire Underwood. Don't swipe right. Are you on dating apps?
No.
So you want a girlfriend, but you're not doing anything to try to procure one?
No.
And when someone does DM you, they're a stalker.
And then it cuts to him. He's got 80 different screens. Oh, he's doing something to procure one. It's just unbeknownst to you and society. Trust me. Got a whole lap. No, I'm absolutely not working on any things or systems to. No. Yes. No. He doesn't have a need for dating apps. Are you kidding me? You should see the network he's running. 80 leagues under the ground to get a girl.
Yeah, I did recently.
You see why this is a little bit difficult.
He's got that thing from Dark Knight where it's like 1,000 screens that work off like cell phone reception, where he's seeing like what everyone in town is doing, and it's all being downloaded into his bot.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the right mechanism for just meeting people are.
Okay, meeting people does not require a mechanism. Busted. Yes, I haven't quite discovered the right mechanism for love yet. But when I do find the source code, it will be better. It will be bigger than Silicon Valley's algorithm for Huli that they sold in season 2.
One mechanism is going on podcasts.
You will get so many DMs. You will get a lot of DMs from a lot of girls.
This gets worse.
I don't know what to do with it though, because
what happens? Let's say a girl that you're physically attracted to DMs you.
So any woman, the DM would be my greatest honor. And it has not happened yet. I've gotten DMs from men and from fans. None of them a woman. If I got a DM, I would cherish it. I would print the DM several thousand times and frame it and hand all of the frames to the girl as I sit outside her house with the framed DMs. I don't know if a girl would like that. Oh.
Recalibrate.
Again, my systems are not fully formed.
You go to her page. And then she's
By the way, it's tough to
yoga instructor. I don't know. I feel like you want like a yoga instructor who works like 2 days a week.
Yeah, it's tough. Like, what do I do? Because I guess I'm.
How did you meet your last girlfriend?
Gulp.
Data not found.
Yeah. Look at him. How did you meet your last girlfriend? Hold it together, Lex. This is what we've been training for. Don't screw this up. How did you meet your last girlfriend? Come on, Lex. This is exactly what we've studied for. Don't blow this now. You're doing so well, Lex. And let's hear his answer.
Like the old
yellow pages?
The old-fashioned way.
Which is what?
No, we had a mutual friend and I just asked.
Arranged marriage? Okay. Yeah. So someone
said, got out of that one, huh? Whatever you say. Yes, arranged marriage. Yes. Mutual friend. Oh, you have mutual friends. Who? That gold guy from Star Wars? Who's your mutual friend?
Set you up. I actually...
No, I asked... It was a chance meeting, and then I said I like her.
But you don't put yourself in situations to where you can have chance meetings because you're so regimented in your life.
Yeah, that's a problem.
You're not available. You don't make space for it.
But I'm hoping that changes. Like, I'm hoping...
I hope that changes once the speed of computers catches up. Once I have the drive space and the RAM, I will definitely be able to complete my things. And yes, I will not let anything go to chance. Everything is programmed.
Based on,
interesting.
Working towards creating the business, I thought once it gets going, like I'll get a chance to meet with people like investors and all that kind of stuff. And you're going to meet with investors, and then once they give you the capital, you'll develop the systems to find a girlfriend? Interesting. Before there's parties, like give myself an excuse to have to go to a party.
Would you want to date you?
Okay, here we go. Would you want to date you? We got two crazy things happening. We're going to hear Lex's response. But then Whitney does something really douchey, and Lex calls her out for it. Interesting stuff here. Look at this. Would you want to date you? Let's rewind that and listen to this.
Therefore there's parties.
This is exciting.
Like, give myself an excuse to have to go to a party.
Cheers, guys.
Would you want to date you?
No.
He says no.
So
that's an interesting question. Would you want to date you?
Yeah.
Hold on. She says, yeah. Right, hold on. I want to be aware for this awake. This is where Whitney, the old Whitney, pops into play. The new Whitney's doing so well on ketamine. You can see, look at this woman. This is a complete 180 from the woman we couldn't stand 3 years ago, but she's hanging on to some of her hang-ons. Now, Whitney is 40-something. She hasn't had a successful... No, that's cancellation slur. She hasn't had a successful relationship ever, right? Remember her whack wedding? That didn't go well. So Whitney's about to do something here that is quite repulsive. He brings the question back to her and he goes, would you want to date yourself? And then Whitney does the unthinkable. Watch this.
Party.
Would you want to date you?
You're going to love it. Here it comes.
But that's an interesting question. Would you want to date you?
Yes. Fuck yes. Dude, I'm a blast.
Ooh, no. You took it too far. I'm a blast. And when I was watching this, I go, you don't even believe that.
But she kind of wants Lexi to think that she's a blast.
Of course, but forget that part. And watch, Lex is going to call her out on this insecurity. This is quite strange.
Yes.
Watch this.
Fuck yes. Dude, I'm a blast.
Are you?
Yes.
How are you in bed?
I wouldn't want to fucking awesome. Amazing.
This is cringe.
I feel like you don't believe that, but okay.
Whoa, I feel like you don't believe that, but okay. Now, this humbles Whitney. She goes, I'm a blast. Obviously, it's full of shit. And Lex goes, I feel like you don't believe that. And this crumbles Whitney. You're going to see she handles it well. She takes the impact well, but it tones her down. All right? It puts the brakes on her cocky bullshit behavior here. And, only Lex would say that. And why does he know this? Because he's what? Studied her. Watch this again.
Amazing.
I feel like you don't believe that, but okay.
I do.
You're honestly...
Wow. I do. Do I think I'm good in bed?
No, like the entirety of it, but in bed too.
Ooh, you got her. And this brings her down a peg. She thought she was in charge of this thing, and now she's going, ooh. And it is working as far as the plan to, to fall in love with her. This is what she wanted. All the guys she talks to are beta pussies, right? that she's too much of a boss bitch, right? She's got sitcoms. She's a showrunner. You know, she's worth a lot of money. She probably has close to $100 million. She
has the castle, remember?
Remember, she's produced and written and created.
$100 million?
Yes, Jules, you don't understand. She's created all these TV shows. She is responsible for the Roseanne reboot, The Connors. That's her show. Her show, Two White Girl, what is it called? Two Broke Girls is her show. That's in syndication now. She created that show.
Wow.
She's got a ton of money.
She's a boss bitch.
No, she does. She has a ton of money and power in the TV world. People forget about that with her. They only remember from her failed sitcom, Whitney, which she starred in. But Two Broke Girls is a mega success. It's in syndication now. That's huge money. She probably is worth about $80 million. I'm not kidding. People don't realize this about her. So she's struggling with everyone she dates is less than her. Lex has studied this. So he knows you push back a little bit. This will make Whitney go, ooh, wow, finally somebody's, I've never been spoke to like that. I like it. Like you see this fantasy play out in movies where somebody tells off the boss and you think the boss is going to be bad and he goes, I want to give you a promotion.
I think she even talks about that bit in this episode, how she got that from her dad or something. I didn't put that part in, but something like that.
Here, watch. So Lex knows what to do. He goes, be aggressive. Don't be too aggressive. Challenge her when she needs to be challenged. She likes a challenge. Don't go too far with the challenge. Don't offend her. But make sure you let her know that you are the man, which she desperately wants. Sincerely yours, Lex.
Here. Wow.
Do I think I'm good in bed?
No, like the entirety of it, but in bed too.
Here's the thing. I wouldn't want to date.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
I wouldn't want. I wouldn't want to date me. 3 years ago and before. I wouldn't want to date me like seriously.
That's pretty terrible. So you went 40 years being an undateable bitch and just 3 years ago became somebody that somebody should be with? That's terrible.
She's working on herself.
Well, that's great. You should have worked on yourself 40 years ago.
She was working on her career.
In the last couple years.
Here, listen.
No, I got
emotionally.
Dope. I got dope.
What was the hardest thing about dating you three years ago?
Well, I have, I was so...
The hell?
Obsessed with, I'm just going to say, recreating my childhood circumstances with
He's turned the table. If this was a film, you would see is breaking that rule where the camera's on this side, the camera's on this side, and the camera goes around. And now, without Whitney even knowing, she's on the other side of the interview.
Before my dad died, I think I was so in love with him. Like, I was so obsessed with getting his approval, and I was so...
Look at this. Don't you hear this from comedians? The dad thing, the dad thing, the dad thing. Imagine carrying on about your dad. I mean, unbelievable. Here's what I think about my dad. Oh, yeah, I have a dad. I wonder how he's doing. That's that. Imagine carrying dad trauma with you. Jesus fuck, man. She's like, I loved my dad. I was obsessed with my dad. I never got approval. Yikes. That's some screwed up shit. If your dad is an issue that you have when you're 40, yikes. I mean, head for the hills.
All my neural pathways were so crystallized into just his attention, and I was so triggered by anything that reminded me of him, and I was so attracted to people that recreated the neurochemical cocktail that he created.
Are you out of your mind? Then go fuck him. Shut up.
He died.
It's just a dad. Get over it. What did he do? And by the way, if your dad is affecting your mental stability at the age of 40, can we start arresting these parents that fucked up these kids for 40 years? Can we charge them with something? I mean, I'm sitting here telling you, this is what you should think about your dad. Oh, he's a guy, he raised me. The dad. That's it. If it goes beyond that, sue him. Enough with these weirdos and, my dad, my dad, my dad, my dad. Grow the fuck up.
That just tells me you've spent too much time thinking about yourself.
Seriously, like, call the cops then if your dad was... And what did this dad do to make you deranged 40 years later as a dad? I can't even imagine.
I can't stand people who know so much about the inner workings
of their mental.
Dax Shepard.
Yes. Oh, that's another psycho.
This.
A psycho. If you're constantly like thinking about yourself and psychologically going over everything about your life, like, first of all, you're obsessed with yourself. You're a narcissist. This is what human beings do. They go, I don't know. You shouldn't give a fuck about your mental this much. It ventures into cheating.
They say, I think about George Jenko's dad more than yes,
dad. Exactly. The last time I thought about my dad, I was like, I can't even tell you anything like that. And maybe I should be thankful for a life like that. But if you have a dad that's caused all these issues, kill yourself, kill the dad, or press charges. Enough with the talking about it. You're 40. Imagine if I carried on in this manner. Do we skip ahead here?
You can go to, the next time code Lex reveals a side of him we haven't seen before.
Okay, and what's that
3720.
Code? Wow, 37.
At least I haven't seen this before from
my
him.
Dad's age.
Yeah.
3715. And my dad, by the way, I don't want to make this sound easy. I was molested by my dad every day of my life. I was sucked and fucked and butt fucked and loved and kissed. He made out with me in front of all my friends. He would drop me to school, and then he would go, have a good day. And in front of the whole class, he'd honk the horn. They'd all turn. He'd pull down my pants. He'd finger me. He'd take some shit out. He'd smear it on his face. Then he'd kiss me and he'd go, my son gay, and drive away. And then I was left at this, hey, guys, erase what you saw, erase what you saw. I was humiliated.
Your own shit right on your mouth.
But I don't carry on. I mean, he would come on me. He would clobber me with his schlong. All right, let's see what Lex does this time.
Engine to start a business that's going to make you a billionaire.
Yeah. Listen to this.
Fuck you, Dad.
Well, no, I told that part to him that's a gift. There's parts like I'm a total bro in a sense.
Okay, this is really where it gets disturbing, and this is verified proof. So I'm going to play this out, and then I'll tell you my theory here. I think you're going to get it. Lex is for all intents and purposes, for all.
Come on.
Lex is a nerd. Lex is a frail, scrawny, nerdy, scientific nerd. He has the build of a nerd, the voice of a nerd, the face of a nerd, the hair of a nerd, the clothes of a nerd, the personality of a nerd. He is, by definition, a computer geek. Nothing more. However, do women like computer geeks normally? No. He invented, and I've never seen this done. I'm going to start doing this. This is something that we all need in our toolkits. He invented a way to be everything, the best of both worlds. Wait till you hear what Lex really is on the inside and what he truly could be. You're not going to believe this. Watch this.
There's parts like I'm a total bro in a sense. Like
he's this gets way worse. He's a total bro. Not a nerd, not a geek, not an inventor, not a mad scientist. He's a bro. Okay, let's hear more. You're going to love this.
I may not look like it, but I have like a Rogan inside me.
I may not look like it, but I have a Rogan inside me, which is believable. He could fit inside any of us.
And now you're
sorry. It was supposed to be a bomb. Even Whitney goes, that's not like impressive to me. In Lex's mind, here's what I want to tell you. In Lex's mind, Joe Rogan is the optimal male specimen. Of course, Lex is obsessed with Joe. In Lex's mind, Joe is what every woman wants and what every man wants to be. He hunts. He arches. He kettles. He optimizes. He freezes. He fries. He saunas. He swims. He hunts. He digs. He jogs. He runs. He jumps. In Lex's mind, there is no one more manly and heroic than Joe Rogan. We've established this with Lex's obsession with Joe. He doesn't realize that to Whitney Cummings, Joe Rogan is like a fool, like a monkey man, idiot, dork, midget, Ehrenberg, bodybuilding dummy. But Lex doesn't quite know that. As most robots, they don't know subtleties and intricate, you know what I mean? Like the little things like that. Robots miss it. So Lex does this. It's crazy. Listen to this.
There's parts, like I'm a total bro in a sense. Like, I may not look like it, but I have like a Rogan inside me. And my dad, like, I really am a man's man.
I really am a man's man. So this is where the attempt starts. Now imagine this. Isn't this great? I would love to go on a date with somebody. Don't mind my frame right now. I actually really ripped and I have abs and I'm 6'5". What you're seeing now, I know on the outside, I don't look like it. But on the inside, I am actually really everything you want me to be. This is crazy. Listen to this. This gets way worse.
And my dad, like, I really am a man's man. Except for the times in like Harvard Square and academia rubs off on me.
Listen.
But for the most part, man's man.
What does a man's man mean? May I get granular?
There's just a list of stupid shit you do. Like, I like lifting heavy things.
I like lifting heavy things.
That was almost like he
What
paused.
does a man do that women like?
That was the exact same amount of time it takes Siri to look up an answer when you ask
Yes,
her
we
something.
should have that thing on there.
There's
what is a
list
man's
of
man?
things.
I like lifting heavy things. Okay. You do realize men's men don't like lifting heavy things. It's still a task to them. They do it because
they're the ones who are strong
necessity
enough.
and they want to work out, but they don't like lifting heavy things. So that's robot mistake number one. This gets worse.
There's just a list of stupid shit you do. Like, I like lifting heavy things. I like building stuff.
I like building stuff. I like lifting heavy things. Two things he hasn't done. I mean, this is a frail, small man. Watch this.
I love the idea of hunting. I love fishing.
I love the idea of hunting and fishing. He has never hunted, though.
He loves the idea.
He loves the idea behind hunting, but you then go hunt. It's basically free. He's never hunted. He doesn't own a gun. He has never fished, but he likes the idea of it. He's a man's man in his mind, which is interesting. This gets worse.
Shit you do. Like, I like lifting heavy things. I like building stuff. I love the idea of hunting.
See, a guy who once would say, I like hunting, I like fishing. You like the idea of it. This is like me wanting to have a military-style vehicle in an everyday carry. Yeah, I like the idea too. But I'm not that guy yet until I start posting and buying the weapons. This gets worse. Listen.
I love fishing. I like knives and guns and
Risk, danger.
Risk and danger, yeah.
I like knives and guns and risk and danger. Is that what? I'm like James Bond. Wait, I thought you were a computer technician that went to MIT. Do you own a gun or any knives? I do have a series of steak knives, $29.99 from overstock.com that are very sharp. They're very sharp. I bought one knife off of CVS Home Shopping late at night. They said it was an all-in-one hunting tool that will never dull. I can't find that knife. It was $39.95. I like danger and risk. What else do women like in a powerful man?
Knives and guns and
Risk, danger.
Risk and danger, yeah.
Okay, so I'll like the car.
I gotta again.
Look at his face.
And it's
Do
like
a zoom,
yeah.
do a zoom.
Yeah.
do a
Oh,
zoom.
yes. That's why I'm doing this. Watch this, folks.
Building stuff. I love the idea of hunting. I love fishing. I like knives and guns and
Risk, danger.
Risk and danger, yeah.
Okay,
yes,
so
I'll add that to it. Yes. Wow. I mean, guys,
Like the carnal sort of...
I love fighting, combat, violence.
But not in...
Okay! Michael is upon us. It is time to seek refuge.
I like fighting and violence. No, you don't! I'm the sound effect queen. You got to hear this again.
Risk, danger.
Risk and danger, yeah.
Okay, so all like the carnal
Here it
sort
comes.
of...
I love fighting, combat, violence.
But not in relationships. That's the thing.
Back to the last night.
Yep. Well, I'm just saying it fascinates me that the guys that want to fight
this
the
gets
most
worse. Listen to
physically
this.
have no tolerance for emotional sparring in relationships. Like, fuck this bitch.
I like how this guy thinks. What do girls like? Fighting and violence. I like fighting. I like violence. Falling on one's sword. A street fight with no audience. A bare knuckle brawl. I mean, he really thinks he's like Ed Norton in Fight Club at this point. I like stripping down to the bare basics of the human form. There's nothing more exciting than a fight. How much you know about yourself if you've never been in a fight? Ed Norton, Fight Club. Sincerely yours, Lex. We have the exact same briefcase. He probably went through a Fight Club phase.
Oh, for
He
sure.
probably went through and did everything Edward Norton did in Fight Club and had a character, spoiler alert, Brad Pitt is the same guy, you know. Doesn't every man want to be Brad Pitt? I bet he was in love with Brad Pitt for years, right? For a year. All right, this gets worse. He's going to talk more about his fighting. It's really weird, and he's never been in a fight. He doesn't own a gun. He doesn't own a knife. He doesn't take risks. I mean, his risks are, going after these podcast celebrities and worming his way into their lives via lie after lie. That's a risk.
Physically have no tolerance for emotional sparring in relationships. Like, fuck, this bitch is dramatic. It's like, you just did jiu-jitsu for 5 hours and we can't work this out?
I love fighting and
You love fighting, and when have you done it? I love fighting. What are you talking about?
Play fighting?
No, listen to this.
It's not. I would say it's the dance of human connection, right? Yeah. The tension, the push and pull, all that kind of stuff is different. That's not what I'm referring to when I'm referring to fighting. I mean, like literally getting in a street fight. Just two monkeys going at it.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about fighting in a relationship. I'm talking about literally two monkeys stripping down to their eternal selves and fighting it out mano a mano in the streets, ripping each other limb from limb as one emerges victorious over another. The bare essentials of war. Lex, have you ever done this? No, but I plan to in one of my Westworld scenes. Of course, I have 3 lives, so I do come back from this fight, if not victorious. Sincerely. Okay, sincerely. I don't know where he doesn't say that ever. Just seems like he signs things. Okay, here.
I don't know. I love it.
The adrenaline.
The adrenaline, I'm an alpha,
I'm an alpha! Guys, can we call the science department here? This is crazy. Well, I am an alpha. Really? So there's a cage fighter under this cheap penny suit.
Cameron Malick says he simulated the fight, and every time he wins.
Yes, exactly. Strategically, I'm there before the fighter even knows where I've gone. With the proper systems in place, I could win any fight. It's all math. Here.
The adrenaline, I'm an alpha, I'm a badder motherfucker than you. Yeah, you embrace that. I don't know why I love that.
Yeah.
But
I think
I'm a badder motherfucker than you. Yeah, huh? I embrace it. You embrace it. What are you talking about, Loon? You're psycho. Can I interview people that knew you as a child? Oh, he murdered all our cats. Yeah, we were wondering where he went. I mean, really, we should keep our eye on this guy. The authorities should. This is danger.
He didn't murder the cats. He transferred their consciousness.
Yes. I've studied the, what is a cat's name? What is a cat in the species world? What do they call them?
Feline?
I've studied the feline brain for many years. I found it irrelevant to going forward. So I extinguished the cats in the river, and that science experiment. He's like the type of guy. You ever seen that where a bag of cats floats up at the end of the creek and you go, what kind of psycho would do this? I had to kill the cats. They knew too much.
Probably a little bit of nature, a little bit of nurture, a little bit of Russia.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Thank you for the listeners. I was born in the Soviet Union, but my dad was he was afraid of all of that. He's a
Chernobyl mutation come to haunt America. By the way, can we get every Russian out of America just until we know that we're safe? Until we know a little bit more? I mean, every Russian I know is a crook. I'm not kidding. From the nice ones to the mean ones. Where I grew up, we had like 15 Russian kids in our school, and they were all like gang bully, obnoxious. They all hung out in the same clique. Every one of them was named Alex. They all had red hair and looked like the kid from The Sandlot on steroids. And they were all, every one of them broke every law. It's like they were visitors here, and the law didn't apply to them. I always tell you the story about how every Russian steals cable. They do. They don't pay for services. They have a friend of a friend of a friend who does something. Even if it's low quality work, they make a trade. I don't want them living here, breaking our law. I didn't know Lex was Russian. It explains a lot.
Here, you can go to 4630.
4630.
For the cherry on the top of this
really?
segment.
And we'll know what this is?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to back it up a little bit more. Here's beautiful Whitney. Let's see what happens with Lex Machina. I love that name. I hope you guys invented that and that's not stolen from Reddit.
I think women have such a different relationship with food on average, not generalizing. It's like I had eating disorders. Like I was anorexic. Like I fasted for 15 years. Like
okay, so when I called you crazy for 15 years and you denied and blocked, I was just right. You do owe me an apology. I like how these people, everyone that I criticize, comes out years later. Oh, I was bulimic. I was crazy. I was anorexic. Yeah, I was calling you that. You blocked me. Everyone said, stop harassing her. You're jealous. Can I have an apology?
I wasn't like a mental performance athlete. I just like hated myself, you know? So I think fasting is like, I think women have a slightly different relationship to food and a more combative relationship with our bodies.
No, they don't. Psycho weirdos. Not every woman has a problem with their dad and food. They don't. You know, this is why I don't like when comedians speak for everyone. Oh, everyone has anxiety. Everyone has depression. We don't. You do. You do. Not every woman is bulimic. Not every woman has this crisis.
Wait, why did you look at me when you said you do?
Oh, I'm just, you don't have any problems. Are you kidding me? You're like a Christian miracle. A blonde, perfect Christian miracle.
Oh, please.
You haven't had one issue your whole life. I'm your biggest issue.
That's true.
Here we go.
In terms of making it smaller, men always want to make their bodies bigger. Women always want to make their bodies smaller. So it's like fasting, I feel like gets a little bit dicey for people that have body dysmorphia or like eating issues.
Not me, by the way. I'm with Brendan Shaw.
Okay, this is the top clip. So you know what Lex looks like. He's smaller than Whitney Cummings. He's shorter than Whitney Cummings. His width is narrower than Whitney Cummings. He is about to say the unsayable. I'm going to let it play.
Body dysmorphia or like eating issues.
Listen to this.
Not me, by the way. I'm with Brendan Shaw. I naturally get like really thick, strong and thick, and I like being lean. So
Brendan Schaub's not lean.
I know, but he likes being lean too.
Oh,
listen.
Like, you don't even know your friends' trauma.
Yeah, no, I don't listen to Brendan when he talks.
So what we heard right now, and I think we're going to hear a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
I'm naturally very big, very thick, very menacing. I like to be lean, though. So what you're seeing here is a choice. Usually I'm very tall and very muscular. This is why I said, I got to try this one out. What you're seeing right now here, I've decided to be not giant and big, because who wants that? I've decided to be lean. Listen, this gets worse.
This
gets crazy.
Saying to me again.
Wait, because when he was fighting?
No, just in general. He's a total. Well, I'm very different from him, but he's like into fashion and stuff. So
is he?
He wants. She's gonna make fun of Brendan a little bit here. Don't get too distracted because what he's about to say is crazy. But she is gonna make fun of Brendan.
Very different from him, but he's like into fashion and stuff. So
is he?
He wants to be
Has he ever worn something fashionable? I haven't seen it. Is that what you call that? Fashion?
Wow.
He dresses like a janitor in a Broadway play.
Yeah, but I think he's the type of guy who enjoys like skinny jeans, that kind of thing.
See, only Lex the robot thinks Brendan Schaub is a cool, fashionable person that everybody wants to be.
Exactly.
Like he hasn't got the memo that Brendan Schaub sucks and everyone hates him. Like in Lex's mind, everybody that knows Joe Rogan is the top of the line person. And that everyone wants to be Brendan Schaub. No, we all hate him. But
I'm pretty sure last week or this week he commented on the Fighter and the Kid Reddit and was like, "Oh, I love hanging out at this place with other Fighter and the Kid fans, but I just would like if everybody would be a little bit more kind to me."
What I would like is nobody criticizing me and everybody to be kind.
But my point is that he doesn't understand that the Fighter and the Kid Reddit is like
a hate Reddit. They think everyone there is a fan of this Reddit is incredible. 30,000 Brendan Schaub fans. It's an honor to be amongst you, as he is the coolest man who has ever walked the face of this earth. His jeans, his shirts, his hair. Boy, wow, what a man. No, we're all here to hate him. Really? Please be kind. All right, but he's going to say something even more shocking. Listen to this.
Do you have to be skinny to wear skinny jeans? I'm sorry.
She's making fun of Brendan.
You don't. If you want to look good in them, I suppose you do.
I mean, I think...
It hasn't stopped guys from trying.
There's something interesting. I mean, you guys are so different because I think him coming from professional sports, like everything was so regimented and he had to wear this and do this and eat this and ice. And then I think now he's like just sort of celebrating the fact that he has some freedom. It seems like you don't want freedom, down to the way you dress, down to the way you schedule yourself, down to the way you eat. Yeah. Like you want to be very regimented. Is that just because you know yourself so well and you know that that's how you
I think that's it.
Really? I thought he talks about it again, that he is a very big... I swear there's another part where he goes, normally I am very big and muscular. I choose to be lean. That's why you're seeing... Type in lean in the transcript and see if there's any more... He said the first part of it. I swear there's more, a continuation. Type in the word lean in the transcript. Just see if there's any more. Because I know he said it twice. I swear. But isn't that something? He chooses to be small, but in actuality, he's giant. I've never heard anything like it. What an attempt. Let's see if she could find another instant.
I think he already said it. Go back to 4644 and he'll say it again.
4644. Let's just hear it again. Maybe I am mistaken. Let's see.
To make it smaller. Men always want to make their bodies bigger. Women always want to make their bodies smaller. So it's like fasting. I feel like it's a little bit dicey for people that have body dysmorphia or like eating issues.
Not me, by the way. I'm with Brendan Schaub. I naturally get like really thick. Strong and thick, and I
naturally get really strong and thick. But what you're seeing here is a choice. I was getting too strong. I said, no, muscles, please go away. And I depleted my muscles using a reverse basketball pump. Why would you want muscles? Harder to fit into suits, after all. Sincerely yours, Lex. All right, so, yeah, there you go.
Like being lean.
I like being
Brendan Schaub's not lean.
I know, but he likes being lean, too.
Yeah, so you see, he gets made fun of for being fat. Okay, yeah, you're just like Brendan Schaub. One guy, one face, same guy. All right, there he was, guys. Right, is that it?
There's more if you want.
Oh, there's more. I thought you said that was the last time cut.
Okay. Section about him.
Okay. Yeah, I would love to hear more. Of course. I thought that was it. I want. I thought you said that was it. Okay, keep going.
139.15.
Okay, what's this
just
one
a little
about?
bit more Lex flirtatiousness.
139.15. I was going to say that didn't seem like it. All right, 139.15. Let's see what he does here.
Yeah, that's very
We
true.
rely on an absence of information in order to fall in love.
But the kind of mystery that dating apps have is
Dating
the kind
apps.
of mystery I guess I don't like. I like the mystery of a stranger at a bar late at night kind of thing.
Wow. Again, his fantasies run wild. The type of mystery that dating apps hold is not the type of mystery that I'm looking for. I like the late night bar mystery. Again, a guy who's only seen movies. I want to let every guy know there's no such thing as bumping into a stranger and falling in love. You meet a girl through a friend of a friend. You meet a girl through an acquaintance. There is no I'm at a bar sitting there swirling a drink and then a girl is there and you go, what's your story? And then you fall in love and she's not a... There's no such thing as that. There's no such thing as I'm at the grocery store and you bump carts with somebody and you end up, can I have your number? And then you hit... It doesn't
Anna
exist.
Faris hits you when you're driving through LA?
There is no such thing as getting into a fender bender with Anna Faris and exchanging numbers. It doesn't. Entourage, season 5. E. Season 4. Right?
Yeah.
He thinks there's a movie. I like the mystery of running into a girl late night at a bar. I'm sitting there over my Manhattan. What are you doing here? What brings you here tonight? We have the exact same briefcase. You see what I mean? He's obsessed with movie romance. Let's see this again.
Or to fall in love.
But the kind of mystery that dating apps have is the kind of mystery I guess I don't like. I like the mystery of a stranger at a bar late at night kind of thing. Because there's so much more information.
Have you ever been to a bar late at night and seen a single female there? That would be alarming. She would be the craziest.
Exists.
It doesn't exist. And if it does exist, she's the biggest psycho you've ever met.
What would she be doing there alone?
Why would a girl be alone at a bar? Again, this is not how things work. You know, Drew Michael used to do stuff like this. He'd go to a bar alone thinking that there's no girl there for you. It doesn't exist. People don't want to meet a perfect stranger. They meet you through friends. It's just how it works.
Interesting about chemistry, about like your interests.
Listen to this.
The kind of joke you make. I don't know. I mean, I guess, okay, so your profile is pretty good. Like that community.
Would you swipe right on that?
I don't want to admit to swiping on anything.
Wow.
I don't swipe. I don't swipe.
Dating apps are beneath him. He pictures himself as George Clooney. Would George Clooney use a dating app? No.
It's true.
He'd buy you a drink. The drink is from this gentleman in the suit. And then the girl gets the fuck out of the bar. All right, do we skip ahead here?
You can keep playing at this part.
Keep playing. Let's hear this.
I'm really stressing you out.
Yeah,
Listen.
Is this stressing you out?
No, well, I'm nervous.
Why?
Uh-oh.
I don't know. I'm not, conversations are stressful.
Really? You have 6 podcasts.
Well, no. Okay, so there's some conversations you have that you feel like if you screw up, it'll be... I don't know. You feel like you can screw up, and so like I'm nervous to screw it up. I don't.
Oh my God.
When was the last time?
Okay, I want you off this whole world. Like, come on, get out of here, freak.
He says more.
Yeah, this is crazy.
I have very few of those now. Maybe the first time I was on Rogan, and with you, I feel like I don't know why. It's just nervousness.
What's the
you're okay. I mean,
wait.
I forget this is being recorded.
We can always cut stuff out.
Okay.
Wait.
You're a beautiful woman, and it's difficult for me to, it makes me naturally nervous. I've been staring at a computer screen for a long time.
I'm almost in love with him now. Whitney must be crying.
He admits it. He's in love. I've never... Let's just say I've been staring at a computer screen for
They should just be together.
You're a beautiful woman. I love you. I've always loved you. Please, Whitney, I'll trade in all my devices for you. Samsung Galaxies, Quest Notes, Linux OSs. infinite amount of CPU, Intel Pentium processors. It's all meaningless. It's always been you, Whitney. I'll take the robot, Whitney, as well, though, as a consolation if you refuse. And I am willing to. I am prepared to offer you $45,000 for your robot.
Look at this is insane.
I gotta hear this again. He finally admits he's basically in love with her. This is crazy.
We can always cut stuff out.
Okay. You're a beautiful woman, and it's difficult for me to, it makes me naturally nervous. I've been staring at a computer screen for a long time.
With some porn on it.
Yeah, and sometimes you on it, right? Sorry.
He jacks off to you. I've been staring at a computer screen for too long. Sometimes with porn on it. Sometimes with you on it. This is what he said. I'm alarmed.
When I watch your podcast,
me copy and paste it onto a porn star's body. So when I Photoshop your head onto these porn stars.
When I watch your podcast, and
have you animated porns of me? Yes or no?
It wouldn't be funny if my whole apartment is just pictures of you on.
Lex,
this is romantic.
Is your whole apartment pictures of her on what screens? Tablets? Wouldn't it be funny if my whole apartment was pictures of... It is pictures. Would you like if it was just pictures of you, or would you hate it?
They might have kissed after this.
They might have kissed.
Oh, man.
Honestly, that would be hot. I'm into that. I'm not saying that's healthy.
Wait a minute. You are? Ding, ding, ding. If you are into that, I could show you my apartment with the pictures. If you're kidding, of course. If not, give me 5 minutes to clean up. But if you are serious, I could show you my room. Would you like to come back to my room?
This is going to work out between them.
Yes.
I'm feeling good vibes.
So there's a part of the stalking thing that I appreciate.
Dude, trust me. It's very flattering. But I had a stalker that showed up at my house, and he also happened to have been handsome. It was very confusing.
So what do you do with that?
What do I do with that? It was really fascinating because...
Okay. I can't do anymore. Guys, keep an eye on my new guy, Lex. Again, we're going to do an induction here. We got Mersh and Lex. We're going to do the ribbon cutting ceremony.
Yes.
I'm mayor of...
Lexington, Kentucky.
There you go. And we will be doing this on the next Redbar. Look at this. 7 hours and 24 minutes. Hey, it's the worst part of Redbar. The ending. Yep, it's time to say goodbye. And now it's time to say goodbye to all our family.
No.
MIKEGOUFET.
Don't watch the Trisha and Ethan fight or Joe Rogan with Tom Papa till next time.
We got plenty more coming up next time.